Humidor shop talk. Humidor shop talk. Get ready. Humidor shop talk. Get ready. Humidor shop talk. Sports. Humidor shop talk. Cigars. Humidor shop talk. Get ready. Humidor shop talk. Get ready. Humidor shop talk.
Good morning, people. Good morning. We are back. Welcome to another episode of Humidor Sports and Cigars, live via Sports Zone Chicago on Roku TV and also on YouTube. Please subscribe to the Sports Zone Chicago YouTube channel along with Humidor TV YouTube channel. Check us out. Hey, today looks like I'm taking the wheel today. Mr. SmokeFella is on vacation, man. Safe travels, fella. Wherever you at. Dump your head in the ocean and leave it there until you see the white light. That's neither here nor there. We got a couple of our fellas coming in today, man, gonna help us out. So as you throughout the show, you're gonna see a few of the smoke fellas jump in and talk sports. We got a lot to talk about. College football is kicking off, so let's bring in my main KDL 33, Mr. Louder.
What is happening, good people? How y'all doing this Saturday morning? Let's talk some sports. You told the man to dump his head in the water?
Yeah, and keep it down there until you see the light.
Wow.
Why
You don't see the light, all right?
Why Nunu drinking a Mai Tai, chilling. Get your insurance money, Nunu.
Wow.
Also, y'all know always with us, our producer, the super back, Mr. Sean and Maya in the morning. Say what's up to the people, Sean.
What's up to the people?
AKA Isaac, AKA happy birthday all year.
Happy birthday.
all year. So, man, we got a few of the guys going to jump in a minute. But for now, me and Kev going to kick it off. So, we got a few topics I want to run over, man. I was interested enough, though. I'm going to go off from what I was originally want to talk about. I watched the Atlanta-Jacksonville game last night. Did you check that out?
I couldn't hear it, but yeah, I was watching it.
Yeah. Interesting. Penix didn't play, right?
No, sir.
So
but Trevor Lawrence did.
Yeah, but I mean, if I find it, Jacksonville played their starters. I found it interesting though that Atlanta is having a weird offseason, but now people starting to say they may be Super Bowl contenders and all this. You sign Kirk Cousins, $100 million deal, all this, get him in there. You draft Penix in the top 10, and he's not starting. He's clearly going to sit behind Cousins. Why isn't he getting some reps in the last preseason game? Was that strange?
I think it was crazy. We was talking about that last night. Why wouldn't he play? He's not going to play unless Cousins is hurt. So why wouldn't you just give him reps? Our thought was he has an injury history. Maybe they preserved him. Maybe they didn't saw enough. Like, hey, you good? Because he actually balled out when he played.
Yeah, he did.
So maybe they say, hey, we've seen enough. Let me see what this third string guy talking about. You good. If Cousins get hurt, you our guy, we good. We don't need to see nothing else.
At the same time, man, I mean, so somebody tried to compare it to the Packers situation with Favre to Rodgers and Rodgers to Love. But I think the difference is Penix is a top 10 pick. Rodgers and Love were bottom first round guys. So them sitting for a minute, I kind of get, and with the cap, the way the rookie cap is set up, I kind of understand them maybe sitting for a while. You paying a top 10 pick. He's already about 26, right? He's an older quarterback.
He's older. Yeah, he's older.
In 4 years, he's going to be 30. If Cousins doesn't go down, or at least if Cousins gets 2-3 years out of that deal, he's going to come in at 29. Like, I'm still kind of confused on that. And for them to sit him and not give him no live game action, it's baffling.
Well, my thing is, I think all rookies should have played, not just Penix. All rookies should have played. It was only 3 games, and if I'm looking at Trevor Lawrence, Russell Wilson's supposed to play today. Like other people are playing, they vets and people that you wouldn't think would play in the last preseason game. So I don't understand why the rookies ain't playing. They still
Right.
need those reps, man. Still need those reps.
Especially the ones that played on Thursday and Friday because they got 2 weeks off. It's 2 weeks for the
Right.
season start.
Right. They still don't have to play for another 2 weeks. Right. So you want to give them reps just to get them used to live action. But what I noticed in preseason is if your offensive line, like if your number one offensive line don't start, then those rookies don't play. You ever notice that?
That's true. Yeah, that's
So
true.
they're not going to put them out there with the second string offensive line, third string offensive line. They're not going to do that. They're going to put them in like if they're not like Pennis is not the starter.
Right.
If he's not playing with the first string and they're not playing their first string offensive line, they're not going to put him out
Yeah,
there.
but you know what? I get that with. Even though I wanted to see Caleb, didn't I get it with Bo Nix?
I think Caleb should have played.
And Jaden Daniels because they're starting. But my once again, Penix situation, he's sitting. And so I mean he need as many live game reps as possible in case Cousins goes down. Because let's be realistic, Atlanta got a true shot. That division is weak. Atlanta
they bolstered up their defense.
Yeah.
They got weapons because they ain't never had a quarterback you never knew about. The running back, Pitts, they got a wide receiver like you. You never really knew about their weapons because they ain't nobody to throw them the ball. Now they should blossom. I'm gonna see how it plays out because the last time I put my faith in Atlanta, they lost. They was up 28-3 and lost.
So that was some years ago, Kevin.
Hey man, I'm just saying. Last time I put my faith in them. So I'm gonna see. They could be a sneaker. They sneak because of the division, like you said. They could, be a sneak team.
Yeah, that was. I thought that was a curious little move to me. I didn't get that at all. But
I didn't know Mooney went down there.
Yeah, Mooney signed. Got a decent little contract out of that too. I think Mooney is a solid 2 or 3. You know what I mean? And that's kind of money he's getting right now. So I think it's a good move. I think Mooney can shine over there with Kirk Cousins. Because
he can shine in the dome.
And Cousins can fling it.
Yeah.
I mean, say what you want.
In the dome.
Right. Cousins can definitely get him the peel. So look, we're gonna bring in our first guest. Just popped in, man. Our residential SmokeFellas DJ. He's a regular on the show as well. DJ DY Nemesis. What's up with you, brother?
Yo, top of the morning, everybody. Good to be back. Tis the season. Football season is back, finally back. Preseason is just about over with. Looking forward to kicking things off here in about another week and a half or so. So yeah, great to be on the show, fellas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So real quick,
why?
We know 2 weeks NFL, but right now, college game on right now. They overseas. Florida, number 10, Florida State against Georgia Tech. Weird scores 8-7. Florida State is up. And as remember last year, Florida State got snubbed. Like we all felt like they got snubbed. The whole political thing when they wanted Bama and Texas in. We get it. But they did go in that bowl game and get drugged by Georgia. By the way, he was the number 1 team in the country. So, so college football is the only game today. No, that's another game I think going. A couple of games, but the season really kicks off for college football next week. So let's talk about one of the stories that's college football I thought was strange. I want to start it off. Is Shedeur Sanders not named preseason All-American? Now, he's supposed to be one of the top QBs coming out according to all the press, and ever since last year, he was going to be one of the top guys. Not being named preseason All-American in a pretty weak quarterback class this year. I'm not gonna call it weak, but it's not that deep. It's not that deep. Question for you guys: could some of this be political because of Deion, or is it legit? DY.
I think there's a slight amount of legitimacy to it. You got to understand something. Even with Shedeur being as good as he is, and them hopefully leveling up to the amount of talent in a conference this year, I still don't feel like he's gonna have enough games and able to give him the ability to showcase what he's really made of. And if nothing else, it's going to be the driving force behind what should be a Heisman run for him. So If he's really up to the challenge, he knows he can use this as motivation to prove all the naysayers wrong. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's unjustified. I still feel like he's got a lot left to prove.
Kevo?
Well, I would like to see the quarterbacks that's ahead of him, number one. But you know what? It's good for him. Make him earn it.
Yeah.
Leave Dion out of this. Stop with the high profile saying stuff for clickbait. Dion, let your son go out there and really play college football and earn it. Stop holding the ball, taking sacks. Like, let's see if the boy can play. Real talk. Now, he's good. Don't get me wrong.
No.
But this could be a motivation for him. That's good. You know, everybody ain't buttering up to him. It ain't in his head now. They don't really think of you. Now, you go out there and ball. You go out there and show them. So I think it's motivation for him.
Yeah, I agree. He definitely should use it as motivation. But just a part of me still thinks some of this is, Dion ain't not short of words. We all know he on every podcast. You look up, he always doing an interview, and Dion always got a lot to say. He don't hold back. He speaks his mind. So, he was already talking about where he don't want him to go, and he gonna control where he go and all that. I think a little small piece of this snub is due to that, man. I don't know. College football, I think next to the Shield, they the mob.
The NCAA is nuts, man.
Do you think Shedeur is up there with Oregon quarterback? I forget his name, but everybody been talking about him since last year.
Oh yeah, big dude.
Because the Oregon quarterback wins.
Well, yeah, that part.
So that takes, I know Oregon quarterback, and I know the guy at Florida State that this like his third team, but he's good. He's playing now, he's good. But what quarterbacks are like really top? That's like everybody knew Caleb was coming out. Everybody knew Drake May was coming out. What's the top quarterbacks?
I think they said the kid from Georgia supposed to be real good.
Oh yeah, Georgia. Okay.
He's supposed to be real good, and I think it was one other one. I can't think his name right now. But supposed to be. It's only like
he's a senior, is he?
It's only like 3 or 4. No, he's not up there. They don't even have him. He's not high at all. I don't think.
No, I don't think he up there either. He ain't done too much.
Yeah. So sticking with Colorado, 12-team playoff this year. First time, something we've been looking forward to. I think since I was a kid, I've been wanting to see these young men get a chance to actually play for the championship, not just a committee deciding who plays for the championship. You're gonna have to get out there and earn it. 12-team playoffs. Over and under, Colorado gets in the college football playoffs. Kevo.
Under.
Under?
And here's why. Okay. It's really a 17 playoff. Top 5 power conferences get the top 5 seeds.
Right.
Now you're looking at 7. So y'all remember the top 4, and y'all remember 5, 6, 7, 8. You can make a case here and there.
Mm-hmm.
So those are going to be teams that's right below the 5 now. It's going to be the same setup. 6, 7, 8, 9. You're going to be like, well, if they were won their conference, they beat them head to head, but they didn't win their we're going to be going through the same stuff. I don't know if Colorado coming out the Big 12 like that. They're in the Big 12 now.
Yeah, they did move. They did.
I don't know if they coming out. They got to win that. They got to either win that conference or finish like second to be like in the top 12.
Make that top. DY over under. Colorado gets in.
Definitely under. Here, I'm gonna read a stat off to y'all. In the last 10 years, we've had the 14 playoff, right? So that's been 40 teams total.
Yep.
Only 6 teams accounted for over 20. 6 teams accounted for 29 of those bids. So that just goes to show how tight the field was just with having 4 teams. I just don't see Colorado being able to stretch beyond that.
Outside of winning the conference?
Outside of winning the conference. You got your powerhouse Bama, Ohio State, Georgia, Michigan out of the Big Ten, Clemson, who won a national championship. So that's like 4-5 teams right there who still, running and gunning for the top spot. Let alone some of these teams that we don't talk about as much. You talk about maybe a Florida State team. You talk about maybe a Oregon team. You know, some of these other teams in the smaller conferences. We had Cincinnati in the Final Four a few years ago. You know,
Yeah.
so you got to put that all into consideration. And unless Colorado goes on a hell of a run, I just don't see them sneaking in.
What if Notre Dame is sitting there with 1 or 2 losses?
Oh yeah,
Independent.
yeah.
That's a great question. That was actually what I was leaning towards with them being independent. Like, what's their deciding factor? Do they need to run the table to get in? And they got a pretty solid schedule this year. They
run the table, they'll get in. But what if they sitting there with 1, 2 losses compared to a Power 5 team with 2 losses? You know what I mean? Like, what would they? So it come down to what, strength of schedule at that point? Or
I think it's going to go like normal, strength of schedule, margin of victory. I guess like how they played against certain teams, and I think all that's going to still be accounted for. But we all know they want Notre Dame in there because Notre Dame brings money.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they want them in. So I think even with 2 losses, I wouldn't be shocked if Notre Dame got in like a 10 through 12.
Exactly, and I was gonna say the same thing. They'll sneak in there, even if it's at the bottom of the list. But the thing about it is, you put Notre Dame at a 10, 11, 12 spot, and then they got to play.
You got to play one of the big dogs now.
Well, yeah, but they ain't got to necessarily play the biggest dog. They don't have to play Bama, Clemson,
Georgia,
and Georgia, anybody like that. They may wind up with a Utah. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody who may come up out of the West, you know, depending on how the season go. So you gotta understand their path to the national championship may somehow be more favorable to an at-large team like a Notre Dame or even a mid-major that may come in that spot. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how this all play out.
I think because of the conferences, I think the days of like the undefeated is over with. I think you're gonna have more than 1, 2, possibly 3 losses because of the conference, particularly the SEC and the Big Ten. You ain't coming out of there undefeated.
So let's say a big, I call them the Big 25 now. How many damn schools in the conference? So a team in like the Big Ten SEC with maybe 2 or 3 losses compared to like DY saying like a mid-major who's undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and whether now we talking political, and we got a comment here. Don't get to politics. That will help Notre Dame get into the college football. Of course, we know that. They have a great following travel as well, so they will always be in the mix.
Yeah, well, that's how they'll make the top 12. So I agree with that.
Yeah, but
if they sitting there with 1 or 2 losses, they're gonna put them right in.
But say one of those teams in the big dog conferences that got maybe, like you said, 3 losses. They got maybe three losses. Do they get in over a mid-major that's undefeated, or
Well, then they're gonna say strength of schedule. Then they're gonna look at their schedule and say, well, they had to play Bama, LSU, Mississippi. Like they're gonna look at it like, look at the gauntlet they had to go through. You know what I mean? As compared to Cincinnati that played like Memphis State all year.
Right.
Like that's gonna come. They're gonna look at it's gonna come down to strength of schedule. It's gonna be the same way in the Big Ten.
Well, it's one
of those teams.
And I think it's more than just strength of schedule. I think other variables you got to consider is, teams that suffer those early losses early in the season against ranked teams. You get a team that lose week 2 or week 3 versus a ranked team, but they go on a run for the remainder of the year. So how does that all factor in? Strength of schedule, I think, is definitely a huge factor, but all of that kind of play into it.
Yeah, because we got some big dogs going at it early. I think next week it's a couple of it's some big games next week coming out the gate. So that's a good point, DY. Like losing early and losing late, which we know that always affected, in the past. But I'm curious how to see it's going to affect with this new playoff format. And correction, I can't see who made that comment, but it's 18 teams in the Big Ten now. I could have sworn it was 20 something, but 18 teams now in the Big Ten. And no division, right? It's just head up, right?
It's head up. Whoever finished top 2. But I don't. Here's why you can't penalize somebody losing, the first, second week of the season. Because look at the conferences now. You can't penalize me for losing in September And like DY said, I go on the run. I get to the conference championship. You're gonna go back to September 14th because I lost to so and so. Like, come on, man. It's too much of a season to then go back to do that.
It could be the difference of you being number 2, number 3 in your conference. That's the difference in the two. So
Are you talking about same conference?
yeah. So if I lose a SEC conference game week 3, and somehow and I lose another game, you know what I'm saying, to a non-conference team in the remainder of the season, that somehow become binding. That loss becomes more binding later on in the year than it would if you took a loss in week 10 heading into the playoff.
I think it hurts you late. I think losses late hurt you more so than the beginning. Then we had that problem with Texas and Texas
and
beat somebody early.
Bama.
Mm-hmm.
Bama. They beat them early.
Mm-hmm.
Bama went on the run. Now it's between Texas and Bama.
That's what got Florida State knocked out, because when Bama beat Georgia, they jumped in. They jumped from 8, didn't it? Texas and Bama was like 7 and 8, and they jumped
up. Yeah.
all the way into the top.
Well,
4.
the NCAA did that to avoid the argument, so they just put them both in.
But either way, you got to argue because Florida State was still undefeated. I know they weren't dominant, but they were undefeated. ACC, it's not as strong as it used to be, but it's still a top conference.
Well, Clemson is in the ACC, so we can't give love to Clemson and think they almighty. And then Florida State wins it, and now the division ain't nothing. We can't do that.
Right.
Either the ACC is the top 5 or it's not. Power conference or it's not.
And you got a ranked Miami team this year.
Yeah.
Starting the season out.
Miami ranked?
Yeah.
Miami Florida State ranked too. Ain't they like 10?
Florida State is 10. By the way, Florida State is still struggling with an unranked Georgia Tech 8-7. Things gonna be important early, man. Is how you put it on these teams. Florida State's a 10-point favorite, ranked 10. They struggling.
Well, their whole team went to the league.
Yeah.
So.
But their offense is supposed to be improved. They got a quarterback that's he seems pretty solid that they got in there right now.
He didn't play for 3 teams.
Well, yeah, that's true. Well,
he was Clemson quarterback.
COVID and the transfer portal, you can be 27 and playing for a college football championship. So real quick, before we move on from college football, predictions. How many teams does the Big Ten get into the 12 and the SEC off the top of your head? DY, I'll let you get that one off.
12, right?
Big Ten, you got Michigan, you got Ohio State. Maybe Penn State sneaks in, so I'll say 3.
Penn State always good.
SEC, Bama, Georgia, Tennessee lost Tennessee got that quarterback back.
Didn't he go to the league?
No, he came back.
Yeah,
he came back.
So I think Tennessee may turn a few heads.
Oklahoma over there now too, right? Didn't know Texas? Somebody over there in the SEC.
Both over there, Texas and Oklahoma in there.
Yeah,
I would only pick one out of them. I think isn't Kentucky good again this year?
Kentucky's supposed to be good again.
So maybe
not over Tennessee. I'm gonna go. I think Texas is gonna be okay in the SEC. I think in the end, Bama, Georgia, LSU will be there. Tennessee will be fighting to get in. Big Ten, you got Oregon, Michigan. I don't know about Michigan, man. Michigan, half the team went to the league.
They lost a lot of people, man.
But their defense still there.
Defense still there. I'm gonna go Ohio State. I'll throw Michigan in, but I don't think so. But I'll throw them in. But then I got Oregon. I got. I can't do Wisconsin.
Wisconsin always put a team out there, though, man.
They're gonna be competitive.
And Penn
State always let you down. Like Penn State lose the big one, bro. Like
But Penn State got a lot of people back, though. Penn State got a lot of people back.
They can't never beat the big boys, though. They can't never beat Ohio State, Michigan. They can't never beat them. They beat everybody else in the Big Ten. They can't never beat the big boys.
Got a good Iowa team.
Yeah, Iowa.
Yeah, I'm looking at the preseason.
Iowa can't score, man.
I'm looking at the preseason top 25. Iowa 17. So
yeah. So I'm thinking because I think they got to be careful not to flood the playoffs with just those two conferences, right? So if you start putting like 7, 8 between those two conferences, it's going. I think it kind of hurts the new format, right?
Well, like D.Y. said, you got to leave room for your Notre Dame, some mid-major that's one loss, and you got to leave room. You got to make it. You got to leave room for that because now you didn't expand it to 12. You can't keep putting all power conferences in because you expanded to 12 now. So it can't be all power. You can't do that because they're going back on what this really is about.
Yeah.
You said making it 12 to expand a lot, give a lot more people a chance to get in. Well, you can't put all power. Like you can't do that. So you got to leave room for
What are you saying, DY?
I said you got Liberty ranked in the top 25 right now. So I mean that's a perfect example. I think they Conference USA now or something like that.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna definitely be interesting, man. College football is just kicking off. We're gonna have a lot more to talk about next week. We're gonna go over some of the big games. A lot of ranked teams are going up against each other. New rivalries gonna be starting, man. This is gonna be good. So let's jump in real quick, man, because the game coming on at noon today, NFL preseason situation, Pittsburgh and Detroit. Russ and Justin both playing. Nobody's been named the starter yet. Still open competition. And I'm watching all the different networks and the different sports shows. It seems like it's kind of split. A lot of people saying they're gonna go with Russ. Some saying they should go with Justin. You know, where's this going? What you looking at, Kevo? This still his quarterback situation.
I'm gonna say the mere fact you still got to play both of them speaks volumes. That's number one. I mean, you really ain't got one. But I think at the end of the day, Tomlin, who's old school, is gonna start Russ, and they're gonna see how they get off to the start. 1-3, 1-4, 2-5, and then you got to make the switch. But once he makes the switch, can't go back. It's either Justin's team, let's ride out. It is what it is.
Yeah, but so what happened? Like Russ looked horrible last week. Missed a lot of camp because of the calf injury. If he looks
his offensive line ain't all that either. So let's not put this all on his offensive line is terrible.
But if he's not there today, if he looks like he did last week today, I think Justin got the upper hand. What you think, DY?
It's Russ's job to lose. I think realistically you got to go in because number one, you bought him over here in free agency, you know what I'm saying, or whatever it is you brought, however you brought him over here. You know he's battle tested. He just got to get his football legs behind him. So I think honestly you go with Russell, and if probably week 3, week 4 probably be enough for him to see if he gonna sink or swim, and then after that point, you know you got a release valve. Here's another thing I think you're gonna end up seeing happen. I think they're gonna end up sharing snaps. I think you're gonna have a two-headed monster. You're gonna have some choice. You're gonna have some choice plays set up there for Justin specifically, especially short yardage, things like that. That's going to happen. Please believe it. And I think that was gonna happen regardless of whether competition is right now. But until
so we're gonna do the Drew Brees and dude in New Orleans. What's his name?
Yeah,
Tyson.
We're gonna do that.
Taysom Hill, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Taysom Hill. So we're gonna do that all year.
No, of course not. I said you got till week 4.
Well, hey, speaking of that though, hey, a player like Taysom Hill may save Justin Fields' career. You can't use Justin Fields like that. You know what I mean? If you choose to kind of put him in different packages, I know that's not what he wants, but interesting question with this, and they talked about on a few other shows. If Justin beats Russ out, should they release Russ? Or is it okay to sit him behind Justin? Should you just go with Justin and say, let's just see what he do this year. Let's develop him, let him sink or swim, let him play it out, and keep Russ as a backup, or should they release Russ? It's only $1 million or $2 million. They ain't gonna hurt him to release him.
I think they should release him because he was brought there to be the starter. You've been saying he's the starter. Once you pull him, you can't go back. Russ ain't got his football out of his head yet. And here's what I mean by that. They paying that man $37 million, right? He ain't got to play football if he really don't want to. No, Denver is.
Right, Denver's paying, right.
Okay. If he really doesn't want to play football no more, he got enough millions of dollars to walk away. It ain't out of the system yet. So I think they should release him. It ain't gonna, like, Russ is a prima donna already, man. I don't think it's gonna be a good locker room if you pull the plug, because like I said, you can't go back once you do it. I don't think it's gonna be a good locker room. I think you should release him.
DY?
I don't understand the logic behind releasing him and getting nothing in return, especially if you spend something to get him. Russ is not one of those guys that's going to cause locker room strife or anything like that. Yeah, he may have a little prima donna in him, but he definitely that's very speculative too. You know what I'm saying? He's not like an Antonio Brown and gonna be, you know what I'm saying, on the field ripping his jersey off and throwing the helmet into the
I ain't gonna give him that. No, I ain't gonna give him that.
You're not finna see that. This a Walter Payton Award finalist year over year. You know what I'm saying? You're not finna see that from this type of dude. But if you decide to move on from him, I suggest that you keep it. Somebody will want him very soon. Maybe Minnesota. Maybe some of these other teams. They may have a quarterback go down sometime at the beginning of the season. Why would you let him go for nothing when you can? Hey, give me a fourth or a fifth for him. And I ain't got to pay him.
They're not doing that.
You ain't getting no fourth or fifth for Russ.
You ain't getting no fourth or fifth for Russell Wilson.
I can't see that. Well, if somebody that's stupid, Pittsburgh should take it now and tell them don't suit up. Don't even suit up today. We trading you. They giving us a fourth round for you now. Goodbye.
Ain't getting no fourth or fifth round for the damn Russell Wilson.
A lot of people, a lot of analysts and former players are still using Russ being a Super Bowl champ, and they keep going back to that.
No, you. Look,
when does that ever? And Sean, I want to hear your take on this too.
You give him his respect, man.
Well, it's respect, but when does that expire? Russ hasn't really been good. It's been some years now, man. This is third season. I mean, come on now.
He was good last year, and the man asked him to take a pay cut and then benched him.
I mean, last year was a little better. I give you that.
He was good last year.
But let's say out of his last 5 years, has he really been that good? I'm questioning is how long do we hold on to he's a Super Bowl champ or he's been there? Like, does that have an expiration date? Sean, I'm curious.
No, it doesn't have an expiration date.
It doesn't. Okay.
No, it doesn't. You know, and it could be. I mean, hell, we still call boxing champ. We still call Ali champ. You know, we still call all these other people champ. You know what I mean? So it doesn't have an expiration date. You know, it's just out of respect, and unfortunately, Russ really hasn't been that good for the last 5 to 7 years, 6 years. You know, he had the situation once last year with the head coach, and so. You know, man, maybe there's a new start for him. I don't know. I'm really Russ might be over the. I think his career might be done. I think he might be a backup if he wants to be. A more than capable backup. I don't think he'll do it. But if he wants to be, I don't know.
Yeah, and that's what I was asking because a lot of people are using that as a deciding factor in this competition, right? That Russ won is a Super Bowl champ. That's what I mean by when does that expire?
Man, think of all the players he won the Super Bowl with. Think of all the players he won the Super Bowl with. They're all retired.
Well, that's true. And if he didn't listen to Pete Carroll, he had 2 Super Bowl rings.
Would have had 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Most likely. But yeah.
Let me put a little bit in perspective. Just 3 years ago, this man threw for 4,200 yards, 40 touchdowns, and had a 69% completion percentage. 3 years ago.
That was in Seattle?
Yeah. That was it. Yeah, that was in Seattle.
Last year in Seattle? Okay.
His second, really it's 4 years. I wasn't counting this year, but whatever.
Right.
So regardless of that, I think he is still I would pick him over, maybe 5 of the worst quarterbacks that you got in the league right now, I would pick him to start, including Justin Fields. I think there's some value in having youth. I think there's some value in having young legs and somebody who's willing to learn at that position. But at the same time, I think this is a unique situation with Mike Tomlin as the head coach versus having some of these other coaches that may not be paying them a whole lot of attention. Mike Tomlin is totally tapped in. So he's going to do what's best for his team. So whatever decision he makes ultimately is going to be I believe that's going to be the best decision.
Gandhi said he's still a champ. He has Sierra. Okay.
Facts. He can go home at any given time. I agree with that, Gandhi. And that's why I don't think he'll take a backup role. That's why I think you need to release him. I think a quarterback will go down at some point. Russell will go home.
Go home and be with them babies.
Yeah, he can do that. But when Tomlin pulls the plug, I think what DY is saying, wait till the trade deadline and see if you can get something for him. Okay, that's business wise. You ain't getting no 4th or 5th pick, not for him. So well, I don't think his ego. Now y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think his ego is going to allow him to be a backup. I really don't. I think he'll walk away. I do.
Because it's definitely not. It's not a money issue. So
not a money issue.
Money issue got to be pride.
He just got to get it out of the system. He ain't got football out of the system.
I don't blame him for a ring. Let me ask you this real quick while we got DY on for a few more minutes. First off the pine, if Russ gets released, Russell Wilson or Ryan Tannehill, who gets picked? Who would you take if your quarterback went down? Russ out there, Ryan Tannehill out here. Who'd you take?
I'm probably gonna take the younger Tannehill.
I'm taking Tannehill.
Probably gonna take the younger Tannehill. I'm shocked he didn't get picked up yet. Actually,
I'm shocked he's still out there too. I'm really shocked.
What do y'all see in Ryan Tannehill?
I mean, as a
veteran,
so I mean, put him amongst most of the backups in the league. There's some of the backups in the league. Think about it. Like, where would you put Tannehill? Like, I would take him over a lot of.
I'd take him over July.
Well, I mean, where do you?
That's just me.
I mean, Tannehill. He ain't gonna blow the roof off the field, but he can manage the game. If you got a strong run game, defense, he don't turn it over a lot. I think Tannehill is solid. Where you rank him, DY?
I mean, he definitely. If it's 32 teams in the league, he 33 or 34. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't good enough.
You ain't got the man in the top. What?
He wasn't good enough, for instance, like in Minnesota. He wasn't good enough to make Minnesota team. He hasn't been good enough to find a home up until this point. No team was really interested in bringing him in, you know what I'm saying, during the preseason. So I don't understand the weight of his value to everybody. You know, yeah, your starting quarterback go down. Yeah, he the first phone call you make, but nobody
is he
thought
better
that
than
much.
Trubisky to you?
Yeah,
like Buffalo, like Josh Allen's backup is Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, so is Tannehill better than Trubisky?
He's gonna be better than Mitch because he got experience, but Mitch got youth. Mitch got legs, even though he out with a bad knee. You know, and that's a perfect example. So okay, Mitch is out with a bad knee. Why not bring Tannehill in? Because you can't afford him. He ain't gonna
hit you. He ain't gonna hit you. The man on the couch. He ain't gonna hit you over the head.
You gonna have to give him $10 million.
Yeah.
To get off the couch. What? Yes.
They didn't give Flacco $10 million. Did they give Flacco $10 million?
Tannehill been in the league for 11 years. Yeah. And Flacco, I would argue, was a better passer than him for sure.
I don't recall Cleveland giving Flacco $10 million to get off the couch.
I'm sure they probably.
And that man came in and balled and made the playoffs.
All right, y'all, real quick. DY, you got a little time to stay on for a few more minutes?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely down.
All right, all right. Well, look, man, in the background, coming to the stage. Oh, we actually got a double. We're going to go and pile it up and make a whole panel out this. I got the big fella, Big House. I think he out in Georgia somewhere. What up, big fella?
What's up? What's going on with y'all, man? Out here in ATL, out here doing my old bus thing, man. You know, bullshitting around, doing what I do. You know, I'm actually working right now. See how I'm working?
Well, damn.
You can stay
Yeah.
down too and work.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
well,
this
the fact you
this
got
is
a
the
towel in the room speaks volumes. But go
well,
ahead.
I
Yeah,
hope
motherfucker.
the people,
Hey, that's
I hope
because
the
I'm
people
eating.
Saturday check ain't watching this show too.
What's going on with y'all, man? Hey, man, it's been a minute. Glad to
What
see
up, big
y'all
fella?
up. Man, glad to see y'all, everybody up and kicking or whatever the case may be, you know.
Yes,
Out here just like I say, I'm back doing what I love, man. So, you know, I'm in and out of town for the good cause now.
Yes, sir.
You know, so
real quick, because we got one more to bring in. He's been here before. He gives us some hilarious moments, and as I call him, Gandhi's arch rival. He's back, PG-13, my man Face. What up, Pat?
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm trying to figure out what's up with this camera, man, because it ain't letting me be seen on here. You know, my face is much, much too handsome not to be seen, so I definitely need to figure that out.
excuse
I
me.
won't say all that, but
hello,
carry on.
first of all, hello, Kevin Louder from whatever part of the globe that you're in, because that's definitely not your bedroom light I see in the back.
Hey, man, mind your
Hello?
business, man. Mind your business.
Hello, the big fella. You back doing what you love, which is obviously drinking early in the morning.
I ain't got a bit of alcohol. I ain't got nothing. I got a 0 sugar A&W.
Yeah, right. Whatever. Hello to the man who calls himself to the Oracle, my boy DY, and hello, Sean in the background, because I know you there. All right, everybody else just carry on. Oh.
Hey, man,
Bring
fix
up
your
your
camera,
logo.
man.
How you doing, Lucky? I'm finna figure the camera out now, man. I don't know why my camera ain't let me on here, bro. I don't know what's going on.
Are you in the car?
No, I'm in the crib.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's
I
weird
keep
that
I keep telling it to turn on, and this is
it's
strange,
weird that it say
man.
Face.
Telling it to turn on. How about push the button?
How about you just be quiet?
All right, man, let's jump back into some
Hey,
sports.
man, Bronco ain't got an update.
Let's
said,
talk.
Ooh, boy. Hold
Wow.
on, Kevin Louder. I can't believe you said that, but okay, I'll get right back to you. Hey,
I'll
Jamani,
back
put me in
with
the back
Bronco.
for a minute, bro. Put me in the
Hey,
back so I
with
figure out
this
the camera.
with this group, the shots are definitely gonna be fine. Face will be back once he figure out what's going on with his camera. So, House, real quick, man, we just got through talking about the Steelers quarterback situation with Justin and Russell Wilson. They play it. Matter of fact, they own now. I'm gonna turn the game on and see what you thinking about that situation, man. Who you got to take that job?
First of all, it's Russ's job to lose. You got a, I know you don't want to hear this, but you got a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and it is Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson ain't no bum. It's his job to lose. Now, if Justin come in there and show his ass and win the job, then okay, fine. Then I'm all for holding on to Russ. Don't get rid of him. Hold on to Russ because as we know, I hate to say it, but there's always going to be an injury. And Russell Wilson is a valuable commodity to have if he don't win the starting job. Believe it or not, you will be able to give if somebody goes a team that's in mid contention to higher up, yeah, they'll give up a 5th round for him, a 6th round for him, you know, something like that. Hell, depending on who they are, they may mess around and give a 4th round for him, just because they might be into the contention and they need somebody to steer the ship, you know. So
I will repeat this again. If somebody's willing to give you a 4th for Russ, I will tell him to take his helmet off right now and put him on the plane and go wherever they give me a 4th round.
Hey, San Francisco gave 3 firsts for what's his name? The one they traded? Trey Lance.
Yeah.
They gave 3 firsts. Hell, look what we did to San Francisco for Trubisky to move up one slot to get a quarterback that would have been there at the second round.
And is this safe? Is this safe to say that Brock Purdy saved Lynch's ass with that one?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
He
Yes,
did.
he did.
Now you got to pay him next year. So
Huh?
So House, you basically saying if he loses the job to Justin Fields, you would not release him. You would hold on to him to the trade deadline. Is that what you're saying?
Yep. Because of the simple fact of he's still Russell Wilson. He may not be the Russell Wilson of 2013, the Super Bowl winning quarterback, but he's older now. But he still has his mind, and he still can be on the field, even though this is going to be his last hurrah. If he don't stay, if he loses out to Justin Fields, and somebody picks him up at the trade deadline, that'll be the last team. That'll be the last team Russ is playing for, because it's going to be that time. And at some point in time, he's going to say, "All right,
and it's time to go home and be with them babies."
got time to go home and be with them babies, because Sierra, she back doing. If you're paying attention, she back doing tours again.
Yeah. She's still the bug in it. So real quick, Face, before we move on, we were talking about the Steelers quarterback situation, Justin Fields versus Russell Wilson. Give us your take and who you think wins the job before we move on real quick.
Hey, I heard the big fella. I agree with the big fella. It's right now, by Russ being an all-star, it's still Russ's job to lose. But just like most men, as we grow up and as we get older in age, we hate to say that we didn't take the step back, we done lost a step, we ain't got the moxie like we used to. But unfortunately, Russ doesn't have that same moxie he had when he first got to Seattle, bro. Justin is a young man, and he's coming to his own. Mike Tomlin is letting him play. Unfortunately, Russ is probably gonna lose that job, bro.
Because Justin playing with a chip on his shoulder.
Somewhere else, exactly.
Well, today's the deciding factor, and they're about to kick it off, and Pittsburgh's getting the ball first. So we're gonna see who comes out.
What channel, Mark?
They on Fox. No, NFL Network.
I'm gonna jump out the gate. I'm gonna say Russ is gonna start the game, but by the time the season starts, I believe Justin is gonna be the starter, bro.
Whoa.
Interesting.
If Justin Fields starts game one, I'll say release Russ.
But then like DY said, you get nothing for him. Why get nothing for him?
But you're not paying him anything anyway. He walked in the locker room. You're not paying him. You're not missing out. What you losing?
And I mean, do you want Justin out there? Because Justin's playing for a contract too.
Yes.
Do you want him out there looking over his shoulder?
True that.
If he have a couple of a bad game or a few bad snaps,
he knows somebody
the
gonna
crowd
put him out.
be screaming for Russ. I don't think that's good. I'm with Kevo on this one, man.
Yeah.
But see, okay, I can, because see, that backfired on them when Trubisky went there and they drafted what's that bum?
Pickett.
Yeah. And
Russ is starting the game. Russ is out there.
And in the beginning of the season, Tomlin said Trubisky was the starter. And Pittsburgh fans, they bitched and moaned and bitched and moaned. And what happened with Trubisky? It blew his confidence. And Kenny Pickett bum ass come up in there and damn near messed up Mike Tomlin record. Damn near messed up.
He was the hometown kid, though. You got to remember, he was the hometown kid.
Right. I was about to say that, Kevo. He was the hometown kid. Played University of Pittsburgh. People loved him.
But does that, just because it's you from a place, does that make you just that much better?
That
means Trubisky was just that bad.
That pressure from the fans in the front office, man. I think.
Yeah, but see, what they did was they
on the head. That just said Trubisky was just that bad.
Well, they blew his his confidence was already shook, or whatever. Because Chicago, we destroyed Trubisky. We destroyed him, and the reason why I say that is because we never should have drafted him that high. Because drafting him that high, giving up what we gave for him, put too much pressure on him. He's not, as we can see, he's not good with pressure. Not like that. Not that type of pressure.
Then he don't need to be an NFL quarterback.
Facts.
I mean,
and don't forget that year Pickett had a hell of a preseason, and that
Yeah,
always
he balling
was.
out.
It's the same thing happened here with Trubisky and with Justin. They had good preseasons, and the fans we get so hyped that we start putting that pressure. You know what I mean? Remember Nagy wanted to sit Fields for the year. They had Dalton.
Yeah, he didn't want to put him in.
He didn't want to play at all. He was going to sit him for the entire year. I think was it Fields back up?
And I said that.
Yeah.
I said that. I was saying that too. Don't play him. Everybody kept telling me, no, bring in Fields. For what? Let him sit back and learn.
No, the fans wanted it. The fans wanted it.
That's what I'm saying.
It was the same way with Pickett in Pittsburgh.
Russ with a 30-yard completion. The starters are out there for Pittsburgh. I don't think they're out there for Detroit.
What channel you watching the game on, boy?
NFL Network.
So NFL Network. Hey man, y'all could disagree with me, but I seriously think Tomlin is going to start the year with Russ, and he's going to let Russ play himself out the position to where, hey man, I got to do what I got to do. Yeah. I think he's going to start Russ because if he comes out and announces in the next week he's starting Fields, you got to get Russ out of there right now. Just let him go. It didn't work. Hey man, we moving on. It is what it is. We respect you enough to let you go out and get another job. Somebody get hurt. You can't keep him and put him on and make him a backup. Can't do that.
Okay, let me ask this question. Excuse me. If Russ go out there and show his ass, clown. I mean, show his ass to the point where you like, damn, you seeing shades of Super Bowl Russ.
Then he QB1.
What do you do with Justin?
You can let Justin sit.
You can let Justin sit.
You got to sit.
Wait. Justin is in a contract year. How is a person that's in a contract year going to sit?
Well, I think you
because he's in a contract year.
Right.
Just like this. That's how he gonna sit, just like this.
Well, what I'm saying though is, so then you basically are gonna screw him over then.
Touchdown pass. Russ is Russing.
So you basically gonna screw Justin in because now he's not able to fight for a contract.
No, I
think the thing is though, Kevin, real quick before you go, I think the thing is, that was a run play. But I think the thing is, you can find little packages for Justin, like a Tyson Hill. You can find a little package or two to maybe put him in just to show it. You can use his athleticism. You can't do that with Russ when he's on the bench. When Russ on the bench, he on the bench. Like you can throw Justin out there here and there. But Russ just led us scoring drive 7-0. I think one more drive, man. He looked like he just did. He could solidify the job. But hey, guys, let's move on. We talked enough about Pittsburgh. Got a lot of other stories to cover.
Come on.
And we're gonna get into some other things. But real quick, a big story this week was, I know, did y'all hear what the situation with Tua and former coach Brian Flores?
Yes. Yeah. Bring that on. Yes.
That's a crazy situation. Now, we old school, right? We old school. We used to the coaches yelling at us and all this, that, and other. It seems like Tua may be a little sensitive, like kind of these new athletes.
Hey,
a little.
I missed it, Lucky. What happened?
Nope. I'm taking another side. Go ahead.
Okay, hold on. So Pat, what happened? Tua came in, and I guess he was saying how Flores was real tough on him and kind of bashing him, and it kind of hurt his confidence. So this new coach
told him he wasn't the quarterback for that team.
Right. He was
and he shouldn't have been there, and somebody else took his place. All that.
Flores was a big fan of what's the boy in San Diego?
Herbert.
Yeah.
Flores was a big fan of Herbert.
Yeah, he did. He wanted Herbert.
He wanted Herbert.
So Pat, Flores wanted Herbert. The owner wanted Tua.
Yep.
But Flores was forced to play Tua. Tua wasn't ready at the time. But
right.
So here's the thing to me. I'm taking another side. I'm taking Tua's side. That man was fresh out of college. That man was fresh from winning at Alabama. For a coach to say, and you can be tough coach. Come on, man. He'd have been tough. He had Nick Saban, so I don't think he's sensitive. Nick Saban had said something to him before. But that man said, you ain't supposed to be here. Somebody else supposed to replace you. You ain't no good. You ain't right. Told him that every day. That's what the man said.
Okay.
Told him that every day of his coming into the league, his rookie year, whatever. The whole time Torres was there. So if you ask me 3 years later or whatever, I'm just answering the question. This is what he said. And now this is this positive coach that stepped in my life and my plan is better. I don't see the problem with it. That's not being sensitive. I'm just telling you what was going on. Flores didn't deny it. You can't fault Tua for being sensitive if the coach didn't deny that he did that. So I ain't have no problem with it.
DY.
We're all leaders here on this podcast, and we've all had situations, whether it be with a coworker, a child, a friend, a teammate, where we've all administered some form of tough love. Now, obviously, maybe I shouldn't say obviously, but there I'm sure has been some slight exaggeration in all of this. But at the end of the day, if I'm the coach, my number one job is to motivate you to work hard and be successful. And if you're not at the top of your game, then I have to push you. If I don't see that drive within you, then I got to do everything I can to try and motivate and push you to become that player. Flores has been around for a long time, coached a lot of great players in his history. Yeah, I get it. It's his first stint as the head coach. So maybe in some instances, he may not have known what to do or how to take the best approach. And obviously, the coach that they got is a full 180 from what Flores was. But I don't think coming out with it now or making it public now is helping either one of those two. Showing obviously the vulnerability of Tua and is making Brian Flores look like, he's some sort of bad dude. So at the end of the day, maybe you took it the wrong way. Maybe it was a little too harsh, but this is football.
Well, DY, I disagree with you. I think it hurts Flores because he wants to be a head coach again. So putting something out there, like something like that out there on him, now if you're an owner or GM that's looking to bring in a new head coach, because he's still he's a hell of a coach. No one has ever denied that the dude can't.
No, he can coach. Yeah, he can coach.
He's a hell of a coach. But can something like this, kind of hurt him?
No,
and because he didn't defend himself. He
didn't deny it.
What did he need to deny though? What did he need to deny? As him as the head.
I have grown as a coach. Maybe some things I did. I've grown. Like he didn't deny it.
Him as the head coach, he was put in there to be the leader of those men, and he also was able to speak his opinion. Maybe it might have been. I guess nobody has ever thought about the fact that maybe he was trying to do some reverse psychology and make Tua use it as motivation. But the problem is, that soft-ass generation, he took it, start crying and looking for a pamper and shit, and that's the problem. Flores is a great coach. And if he told Tua that, then hell, we've seen Tua. Has Tua been an MVP quarterback since he's been in the league? Absolutely not. He's sucked on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
Well, he sucked with Flores, and he's flourishing with the coach he's with now. That speaks volumes.
How is he flourishing? The season ain't started yet.
He's getting better now.
Just got a bag.
The season ain't started yet. So how is he flourishing?
They paid him. So
he's flourishing because. Go ahead.
No, he's flourishing because last year he had a good season. So it's like DY said. There's always two sides to each story. There's two sides, and then you also have the truth. So coming from Tua's side, I can understand as a player how he might feel. You know what I'm saying? Instead of your coach helping build you up, at the same time, the way he's trying to motivate you is actually breaking you down. You know what I'm saying? It's not giving you the confidence that you need to build and to progress as a player. On Brian Flores' side, this has been his first coaching job. His first head coaching job. So as a head coach, you're supposed to know how to coach a person, each individual. But by this being your first head coaching job, maybe you don't know how to grab this one here. Okay, he doesn't need this type of coaching. I got to give him this type of coaching for him to get where I need him to get. But this dude here, I could talk to him and kick him in his, and he gonna get there right away. And then there's the truth. Brian Flores might have been giving it to him in the raw. Tua might be one of them weak-minded dudes where he couldn't take it like that. But that's neither here nor there. Right now, he has the coach that's pushing him, that's motivating him. He's doing way better than he was the Tua that we've seen the first couple of years. The man had a very good season last year. And I think it's going to keep progressing, man. We can't go on House's opinion because we know House was raised by coaches that went bare knuckle with him and hit him in his
Fucking
head.
right.
We need to do something right. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't
Damn
no
right.
coach.
But no, here's my thing. We all about the same age. We all come from the era of tough coaches.
Yes.
That doesn't sound like a tough coach. That sounds like a dude that never wanted him. Told him somebody else supposed to be here.
That's possible.
Told him you ain't gonna never be nothing. You're not good enough for nothing. That man was fresh out of college.
Right.
So it can't be that Tua is soft, because my thing is, what he got to lie about?
Right.
They
So
asked
we
the
did
man
it.
a question. You can't get mad because he's bringing it out now. They asked the man a question.
So
So
we
if
give him.
anything, blame the interviewers for asking, because he's telling his story. This is what happened to me as my first couple of years in the league. This is what this dude did to me. Now I got a coach that's motivating me in my corner. My play describes that. So he has no reason to lie. That's not being soft.
Flores never said he didn't lie, but this situation, it kind of reminds me, remember when Mike Singletary took over the 49ers?
Yep.
And
what's their tight end?
Vernon
Davis. Was it Vernon Davis?
Vernon Davis. There you go. Yeah.
And remember how Singletary came in yelling and benching people, that old school kind of mentality. Everybody that didn't take to that. And also keep in mind, Flores coming from a defensive side of the ball. House, defensive coaches
from the
rougher. Defensive coaches don't sugarcoat. Defensive coaches are like,
my defensive coordinator in college was a drill sergeant in the damn Army. So imagine that.
Yeah, they not patting you on your head and
no, man, please. They kicking you in your head. If you get patted on the head, I promise you your helmet is ringing.
Yeah, now Flores wasn't like that. If he singled him out and was only treating him like that.
Well, that's what it sounded like to me.
Right. If he singled him out, because no other players have really come out and said anything that were there for that. If he did do that, then I think it's wrong.
But he's supposed to be the leader of the team, though. So he is supposed to be singled out. He's singled out any other time. And Kev, I want to get a point that you made about being fresh out of college. So are we to think just because these quarterbacks are coming fresh out of college, are we giving them a pass now?
Nope. I'm not saying give him a pass, and I'm not. Nope, I'm not. I'm not saying give him a pass, and I'm not saying
I just wanted that on the record.
No, I'm not saying that. Not at all. Nobody gets a pass. You're either professional or you're not. Here's what I am saying, though. If that dude is fresh out of college, because let's think about this. You think he didn't have tough coaching with Nick Saban?
But see, Nick Saban ain't. Nick Saban is a tough coach. But Nick Saban I don't look at Nick Saban as an ass kicker. I see him as a tough coach, but not an ass kicker because he's Nick Saban.
So who the hell is Brian Flores? Who the hell is he?
He's a
defensive coordinator.
So out of the Parcells tree?
But the defensive coordinator is supposed to be your ass kicker.
Well, no, you're not the defensive coordinator, sir.
You're the head coach, right?
But his background is
like the head coach.
His background is as a defensive coordinator. Did we look at Lovie Smith as a defensive coordinator? Did we look at Lovie Smith as an ass kicker?
Nah,
here's the thing when it comes to leadership, bro. You can't you got to have a versatility when it comes to leadership. Everybody can't be leaded the same way. Just because you kicked his ass, that don't mean you can kick his. You got to know your audience, bro. You got to
and I agree with that.
You got to know actually what triggers a person, how to get that person to the next level where you need to get them. And kicking them in his butt is not the way for everybody, bro. You got to know that as a leader, as a head leader, you got to know that. That's your job.
And hell, even even us as parents, if you got multiple kids,
Exactly.
you know, all your kids don't respond to ass whoopings
The same way. Right.
You
The
know what I
same
mean?
way.
Everybody don't. So, but House, you do a nice little oop. Let's move on before we get to some Bears talk. The GOAT, Tom Brady, made a quote. Some people agree, some people disagree.
I thought you were talking about Michael Jordan.
No, the league is watered down for rookie quarterbacks. That's why they are flourishing the way they are. Agree or disagree, DY?
You know, it's I think it goes back to the conversation we just had and how you came up in the game and how the game has evolved and things like that. You know, the game has changed. The world has changed. And I think in order for everyone to be successful in that realm, you got to learn how to evolve. The way that Tom Brady look at himself in the mirror now compared to 20 years ago is different. You know what I mean? So I think it's an unfair assessment to say, oh man, they got it easy or they babied or this, that, and the third. No, the world has just changed. The ease of information has grown tremendously in the last 20 years. The way, I mean, you look on the sideline right now, these guys got tablets and they looking at, you know, real-time replay. Remember when they used to have photographs, black and white photographs?
Had to wait for the print to come up to them.
You had to wait for the print out to come out. I mean,
And don't mess around in the printer. Needs some ink. They got to go find a cartridge because somebody forgot to put one in there.
I'm gonna throw Kevin an alley-oop. For Tom Brady to make that comment is ludicrous. One of the reasons why they're quote unquote is so successful right now is because of a fucking rule that was put in place because of him. Kevin, go ahead.
Sound like LT. LT made a comment about Brady this week too. Go ahead, Kevo.
I think it was ridiculous, Tom. Everybody respects you, but that's ridiculous. They're not watered down nothing. When Caleb Williams steps on the field, game one, it's live. This ain't dummied down. You in there. Trevor Lawrence had to play. Ain't dummied down nothing. It's certain rookies that, you know, dude out of Houston, Stroud. Ain't dummied down nothing. No. You in there, buddy. Get it done.
What about
but you know what?
It ain't watered down.
And hold on. By the way, wait, real quick. Justin Fields just led a touchdown drive for the Steelers. Go ahead.
There we go.
It's getting tight.
Look, man, I say this. The league, like he said it, the league has changed. And what Brady, in my opinion, what Brady was referencing to is you can't even hit quarterbacks anymore without getting flagged.
The rules because of him, though.
I just said that. That's why I tried to
it's because of him. The Tom Brady rule.
All right, but just because it's him, does it still not make does it still not make it an accurate point? If let's say if somebody else had said, let's say if Eli Manning had said it, would it still would the point be different?
The point is it doesn't make sense to me because here's the problem. Tom Brady, you got in the game because Bledsoe got hurt. They didn't dummy down nothing for you. He told you you're in, son. No. You're missing what I'm saying.
I'm talking about as far as the league goes. Now we know that you can't even sneeze near a quarterback now compared to how it was 10 years ago. That's what I'm talking about. And I think that's what Brady was referencing. These kids now coming out of college, it ain't nobody, they ain't finna get their bell rung or whatever the case may be.
No, he said the league was dumbed down now to allow them. That's what he said.
The same. What's the difference? Just use different words.
Hey,
how's it dumbed down though?
As DY said, man, everything has involved with the medical studies of concussion, CTE, and all these different injuries and stuff like that. Yeah, they have curved the lead a lot to prevent these type of injuries and stuff like that. So yeah, they're protecting the quarterback first of all because he's like one of the ones who can definitely get his bell rung from the blind side because he's scouring the field and stuff like that. They stopped the Brady rule, stopped him from getting hit below the knee and stuff like that. So yeah, they put in special measures to protect the quarterback more because he's one of the most vulnerable people on the field. So of course, but for him to say that, I don't think that was accurate, man. I think that was
my take. I think he used the wrong words.
Basically, what he did,
he couldn't have said "dummy down." I think what it comes down to is compared to back when Brady came in the league. Remember when rookies didn't have to start right away; they had to sit and this, that, and other. Now these rookies, they getting thrown in the fire right away. But what the coaching staffs are doing now, they're catering the offenses towards these rookie quarterbacks' strength compared to, hey, get in here and learn my
athleticism
and learn how to do it this way. And if you don't get it right, you'll bust you out. Now we saying, hey, let's put in RPO. You see more college run offenses now in the NFL. So I think that's where he was going. But I just think his wording it's negative. When you
the dumb down part is where he.
Yeah, it's just negative, man. It's negative.
Okay, but if he hadn't said dumb down, if he'd have said watered down, would that change the idea that he was trying to get across?
No, I think the same thing. I think a better word could have been like catered. The rookie quarterbacks are more catered to.
Does that change the point that he was trying to make?
It doesn't put it as a negative, you know what I mean? It doesn't put that negative hit on. When you say something's dummy down, you know what I mean? It's like, that's kind of insulting.
Like it's easier for them than it was for us. But they starting from game one. Like I said, Trevor Lawrence came in starting game one. They didn't dumb nothing down. Get out there. You the number one pick. Go get it done. What's dumbed down?
What happened to Trevor Lawrence? Trevor Lawrence sucked his first season.
Well, most do. Peyton Manning led the league in interceptions his first year.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like you gotta let them be rookies.
Realistically, when we look at a rookie coming into the league, how many rookies do we actually think is going to be successful out the door? What's the percentage? Because there's not, bro. We're looking for them to screw up on their first year into the league.
Everybody that drafts a rookie is expecting that rookie to play right then and there.
Every team. Well, if you draft them high,
I didn't say there's a difference with playing and being successful, House. I said 9 out of 10, anybody that comes in as a rookie and plays, I'm not going to automatically be special or going to be successful. Yes, you're going to have that one or two that's going to light it up. And you're going to be like, damn, he just what we thought we would. Did nobody expect for C.J. Stroud to be like he was last year?
At all.
And nobody expected Bryce Young to be like he was last year.
Hey, but let's be totally honest. Look at these salaries being paid now. These guys are literally on the clock for 60, 70 million a year.
So get your ass on that field.
So I need to know what you can do before I put that type of money.
That's true. That's true. I got to see what you can do.
The expectations. We expect for them to, and man, you got this money, man. We expect you to go out here and light it up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so
when reality hits again, somebody that got that money that's expected ain't gonna do what they supposed to do.
Is Tua worth $55 million?
Hold on, wait, House. We ain't gonna jump to that. Facebook, you make
no.
But real quick, Sean got the clip of what Brady's comment. Go ahead and play that clip for us, Sean.
There used to be college programs. Now there are college teams. You're no longer learning a program, you're learning a playbook. And the program is ultimately, like at Michigan, for me, that was a pro-style program. 5 years, I got to learn how to drop back pass, to read defenses, to read coverages, to be coached. I had to learn from being 7th quarterback on the depth chart to moving up to 3rd to ultimately being a starter. I had to learn all those things in college. That was development. Then I went to New England, and I was developed by Coach Belichick and the offensive staff there. I didn't start my first year. I think it's just a tragedy that we're forcing these rookies to play early. But the reality is the only reason why they are is because we dumbed the game down, which has allowed them to play. It used to be thought of at a higher level. We used to spend hours and hours in the offseason and training camp trying to be a little bit better than next year. But I think what happens is discourages the coaches from going to deep levels because they realize the players don't have the opportunity to go to a deep level, so they're just going to teach them where they're at. There used to be college programs. Now there are college teams. You're no longer learning.
Okay.
Hey. Now that's different. Now that I've seen the whole video,
I didn't see the whole
agree
thing
with him because a lot of the teams they cater their offenses and everything towards how they played in college, and we know that. So I can agree with him now with what he said.
And that is a great point.
Back in his day, though,
we got a lot of quarterbacks that are learning how to take the ball from under center up the pro.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, would y'all agree with this though? Back in Tom Brady's era, when rookie quarterbacks came in, there was usually veterans that were still on the team.
And
it wasn't as much free agency and quarterbacks moving around like it is now. So now teams are drafting quarterbacks to play right now. In Tom Brady's day, yes, I agree. You came out of a program that taught you Michigan, Bama, those are pro programs, but you came in the league and you were known to sit because it was a veteran quarterback there waiting on you. You had to stop back and learn from them. Now people are moving around. So these quarterbacks coming in now, you have to play right away. You can't get mad at the evolving times of the league.
And you're also looking at those quarterbacks were signed to 6-7 year deals.
Yeah, they were moving.
We had time to develop.
That's my point. They wasn't free agency.
You got to decide year 4. We picking up your 5th year option. Then we got to decide if we gonna pay you 50, 60 million a year.
Yes.
You ain't got 2-3 years. Jordan Love lucked up, and a lot of people still questioning the Jordan Love thing.
Because they just locked him up now because it's gonna be higher later. That's why they did that.
Technically, I mean, what is he? He didn't start off the season great. Didn't start off the season great. He finished strong, but Green Bay was in a position where they had to pay him. Technically, we still don't know if Jordan Love is that dude.
We don't.
Jordan Love got his money. There were 2 games that Jordan Love won that secured him I'm sorry, 3 games that Jordan Love won that secured him that. Both games against the Bears and that game against Dallas. No other games did he really do that actually produced anything. He beat the Bears and he beat Dallas. And then
he balled out the last half of the year, though. He balled out the last half of the year. That's how Green Bay went on their run.
But they didn't. But it wasn't a whole lot of winning that they were doing.
They were only 9. They were only 9 and 8. They weren't. It doesn't like.
That's what I'm saying. Hell, we was what 8 and 9.
Right, but you got a lot of teams. You got a lot of teams that don't want to be in that position to where you only got this small sample size that I have to now decide if I'm gonna throw you a bag like that.
Okay. Let me ask a question. What has Justin Herbert done in the league exactly?
Nothing.
What has Trevor Lawrence done?
Nothing.
Okay. So
wait, don't forget Joe Burrow. Nothing.
He went to the Super Bowl.
But at least he got to Joe Burrow. At least got to
the bowl, man.
He at least got to the Super Bowl. Justin Herbert, I don't know if he won a playoff game ever in life. Trevor Lawrence, like a lot of these guys, the market is the market. So if we can't say is this quarterback worth because that's the market. It is what it is. That's the market. But if you're paying certain guys, then don't trip off other guys getting paid. Tua's not worth $55 million, but that's the market.
Who set that market though?
The ungodly contract that he was given in Cleveland.
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, Watson. Okay,
that's what
why we still got a little time. We still got to get to some Bears talk. I know we're gonna do it, but I want to ask this question to the panel since we on rookie quarterbacks. And so far, three have been named a starter, and I believe it's going to be a 4th. I think Drake May is going to end up getting that job in New England. So out of the rookie starter rookie quarterbacks, and I'm excluding Caleb Williams because we're not going to be biased either way. So Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, who balling in the Denver preseason,
he balling, boy.
Jaden Daniels, Drake May. Who has the better season? Rank them 1 through 3. DY.
Between Daniels and who the other 2?
Drake May and Bo Nix.
Daniels 1, Bo Nix 2, Drake May 3.
Pat?
I haven't seen Drake play. I want to say Bo Nix then Daniels. May because I ain't seen him play this year, dog. I ain't seen none of his preseason.
Big fella.
Bo Nix, Drake May, Daniels.
Woo.
I was going to surprise y'all too. I was going with Nix number 1, Daniels number 2, and May number 3. And let's not say May is going to start.
Well, he hasn't been named yet.
Jacoby
But it looks
Brissett
like
is going to start.
Look like he got the heads up over Stidham, though. It looks like he may get it over Stidham. I just throwing.
No, that's Jacoby Brissett is in New England.
No, they said that the other day.
It's Stidham and Drake May.
It was something it was something that came across my timeline or something.
Oh, wow.
Newsbreaker something that said Drake May was the name the starter.
Wow.
It was on. Matter of fact, it was on ESPN. It was on Bottom Line when I was watching it last night.
I believe you. I didn't say it. I believe you. But
yeah,
that's kind of wild.
Drake May was Drake May was the name the starter. But
without being out of Bo Nix, I gotta go Bo Nix number one, dog.
Man,
yes, sir.
Bo Nix was good, man.
Yes, sir.
And he got Sean Payton.
Yes, sir.
He got Sean Payton.
Hey, look,
and their team is still pretty much together, bro. They ain't losing a lot of people off that team.
I got a twist for you, because we talk about these starters and all of that. What about these backups? Because it's preseason is when you really get a chance to see see these backups, and I have to say, and like I have said it before, Bagent is, to me, I think he's the number one backup in the league right now.
Woo, that's strong.
I think he's the number one backup in the league right now. Prove me wrong.
But hold on, before we went, so I'm gonna take that out of you, and let's jump in the Bears talk, because I know there's gonna be a minute. We got about 30 minutes left, so let's go ahead. If you got to drop off, just let me know, because I know DY got a previous engagement, things like that. So let me know. But let's get into it. Bears talk. May hasn't been named, right? I think
okay.
I think this last game is going to decide between him and Stidham. I think they want.
Yeah, I didn't hear that either. Okay.
Maybe that's what it said. I was a little inebriated last night. Maybe that's what it said.
No, not you.
Imagine that.
Not you.
I didn't have my tie on. Once the tie comes off, once the tie comes off, I let my hair down.
That's what she said. All right, so let's get into it. Chicago Bears, man, a lot going on. We know we got our guy who calls the Bears a mistake by the lake on the panel. So Kev, just stick with us. We know we're gonna get it from the non.
I got to do this every week during football season. I'm used to it. Carry on.
This is Chicago town.
Yeah, carry on.
We get out. So if you all haven't heard, Pose made 2 trades last night and this morning. Traded for linebacker Darrell Taylor from the Seattle Seahawks, going to play defensive end, and he traded for a defensive tackle this morning, Chris Williams from the Cleveland Browns. More of a depth thing. I don't know if it's really a thing, but young man Taylor, youngest is 4th year. Well, 4th year is it? I think he's drafted in 2020. He's put up over 21 sacks in the last 3 seasons, something like that. He has some pretty good numbers. Last season he played all 17 games, didn't have a great year, but it's kind of a poor man's Yannick. So boosted up defensive line. So Pose did make some moves. But let's first jump. So let's go into Hard Knocks, and I'm proud to announce Hard Knocks says they had their highest ratings since they've been on with the Bears, being on Hard Knocks this year, baby. We want to know what's going on in Chicago.
Well, congratulations, y'all won something.
HBO need to take something off our bill this year, because we didn't help them boost their damn ratings. So
you know why that is? I can tell you why that is.
Take it, House.
Because
here we go.
No. Just roll with me on this one. I'm not on the petty wagon right now.
Okay.
It's because Chicago Bear fans have been desperate for a Super Bowl championship for so long that with all of the hype that came up around Caleb and with all of the yays and the nays, everybody wanted to see with their own eyes or whatever. I had an advantage of, I actually literally saw some stuff with my own eyes, but you guys saw the Hard Knocks tuned in. Everybody was tuned in to Hard Knocks. All of Chicago, and you may not tell you, but all of Chicago, even non-Bears fans,
Oh
were
yeah, he
tuned in.
watched it. He watched
I ain't watched it yet.
Well, hell,
No. I'm not talking about. I'm not pointing Kevin out. I'm just talking about people that I know in the world in general.
Right.
Chicago.
Let me correct you. You said just Chicago. Bears fans are all over the country.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But I mean, we in Chicago, we want this, and all of the other Bears fans, and even the other teams that were watching, because it wasn't just Bears fans watching that. You know why everybody was watching it? Because it's the Chicago Bears. Period. One of the storied franchises in the history of football, good, bad, or indifferent. People wanted to see, because now they've been hearing all this hype about Caleb Williams. They've been hearing how the city is hot, ready to explode. They wanted to see what they were going to be standing up against.
And you also looking at the Bears have never been a franchise that really lets you like inside like that to see how the inner workings work. This is the first time. So Sean got some clips from Hard Knocks. He gonna play for us real quick. Then we can talk about it. Go ahead, Sean. Let the clips roll.
Patriots edge rusher Matthew Judon is on the market, and Poles is working hard to make a trade.
So we did a Judon conversation today. He only played 4 games. He had a bicep. So just from an analytics standpoint, kind of where he's at. So just wins added. He's 50th among defensive ends. To put in perspective, Sweat's 14th. We believe he would help us get better. Just his style, we think having a bicep rather than like a lower body injury, he still would play with the same intensity and explosion as we did before. It does come with risk though at 32.
You've got some things working, huh?
Yeah.
Think we'll get it over the finish line?
I do.
Yeah.
Our language is basically saying if the contract's not signed, then he reverts back to New England. So, cover, so.
What do we get?
It'd be 3. So all that would happen fast.
Yeah, okay.
So.
Just keep it posted.
Okay.
All right, appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Poles has met New England's asking price of a third-round pick. But unless Judon agrees to a contract extension with the Bears, Chicago won't make the deal.
Where your nervous energy gets to, like, scale of 1 to 10?
0. I don't get nervous. Not since my first game of high school versus Gilman. I fumbled 2 snaps. Other than that, and I came back and threw like out and up down the sideline. Other than that, play ball.
Yeah, I guess some girl that wear skirts and high heels wouldn't get nervous in public.
Let's be careful we don't get canceled. All right.
There you go.
Let's be careful we don't get canceled. So, okay, we just saw the Bears won again Thursday night, undefeated preseason. We know it doesn't mean they're going to the Super Bowl or anything, but for you personally, and I'm gonna start with, I'm gonna let Kevo get it out. I'm gonna let Kevo go and get it out of his system. Did going undefeated in the preseason, or from what you saw, I know you watched some of the games. What does it tell you anything about this team going into this season?
I don't think the undefeated part says anything, because I remember Detroit was undefeated and lost every damn near every regular season game before.
Bears were undefeated 2 years ago.
And only won 3 games. But like, let me put my objective hat on. Like I said, the Bears improved the roster. They will be better this year. I don't think the undefeated means anything, because Kansas City ain't won a game, and we know damn well Kansas City gonna be there at the end. So I don't base it on records. But I will say the Bears will be better. They have to be with the moves they made. They defense tight. Like I always say, they locked up key positions at their defense. They've improved the offense. They're going to be better. But I wouldn't base it on records. I wouldn't go off they records, because like I say, Kansas City ain't won a game. They not tripping. So not off records, but you could tell the team will be better this year. I'll give you that.
DY, did you learn anything from the Bears this preseason?
One, how good our depth is. I think the greatest story to be told is the fact that we finally have achieved what I think Ryan Poles and the administration set out to achieve 2 years ago, and that was adding some depth. Beyond that, and I'll take this back really to the overall Hard Knocks as a whole, how unentertaining this team is and how mild sauce they are. It may have been the highest rated show or whatever, but that's probably off the strength of Caleb Williams and maybe the defense. But the show in itself is a snooze fest. It's a bore. It's very, very boring. There's not even any compelling stories other than the fact of Caleb Williams' ascent into becoming a starting NFL quarterback. Beyond that, all of the behind the scenes stuff is also very interesting to see, and you can see, like Luck said, within the last 24 hours, the moves that Ryan Poles has made. So he's definitely a wheeler and dealer in that regard.
Face, what you got?
Pretty much the same. The preseason really hasn't shown me a lot. I like the fact that they've got a lot more youthful and a little bit more faster on both sides of the ball. Other than that, yeah, them 4 wins means absolutely zero to me. I like some of the things that Caleb Williams has shown me as far as throwing the ball and getting rid of the ball. So that helps me a little bit looking forward to the season.
And speaking of holding the ball, Justin was just sacked again, and they had to punt. All right, big fella. Big fella, what you got?
See, the one good thing that I'm going to bring up that is another thing of keeping the hype in the city, keeping the hype within the city strong, is Bears have only allowed 1 touchdown through the whole preseason. So you have people hanging their hats on that, which is good for the city. It's good for an organization as a fan. You walking around with that moxie, and like I said, and I'm hearing different people from different countries or whatever. Everybody's talking. I don't care what color you are. They're talking about the Bears. Oh, you from Chicago? Hey, the Bears, look what your Bears are doing. And the people, just last night, some people didn't check to the hotel. They from Australia. And I was talking to them. Hey, those Bears are looking good, huh? Y'all from Australia. What the hell y'all know about Bears? But
worldwide.
Hey, House, you had on the Bears shirt?
Huh?
Did you have on a Bears shirt?
No, sir.
Oh, okay.
No, sir.
Carry on.
No, sir. So you got, when it came to the preseason, I don't hang my hat or anything like that on the preseason, because you got to remember 2 years ago, the Bears went undefeated in preseason and only won 3 games the rest of the year. So
yeah,
the preseason.
I don't know, House, because the way I'm looking at it a little different, because those preseason games, like the fourth quarter, the third and fourth stringers will come in and they'll come back and win the game by a field goal or something. They dominated like most quarters throughout this whole preseason with backups and everything. I mean, they were dominant. They were winning 33-6. Like this
3 years ago, 3 years ago, we won our 3 preseason games.
But I'm saying how they won. We ain't talking about the fourth string quarterback coming in and taking us on a late drive and a field goal. Like, they're dominating the starters on other teams, even though there's a short span. And the backups our backups look more dominant than the other team's backups.
I think it speaks to the depth.
Didn't I say that? Bajan is the best backup quarterback in the league right now. Prove me wrong.
I will say this about Tyson Bagent.
I got to go down the rosters, but I can't.
Yeah, but I will say this about Bagent. that dude put in some work this offseason.
Yes, sir.
He got bigger. He got bigger, and he seems to have command of this new, and it's a new offense. He seems to have command of it.
Yes.
Well, it look like
He
he knows the
knows
system.
put
I
the
give you
ball where
that.
it's supposed to be. He looks
Yeah.
good.
But see, I'm thinking Bajan has probably been talking to somebody saying, stay ready. And this ain't no knock on Caleb. Y'all know this ain't no knock on Caleb. But he's still a rookie. And if he does go in there and shit the bed, now you got to bring Bajan in. If Caleb goes in, knock on wood, it doesn't hurt, and get hurt, you know, you got to bring Bajan in. So Bajan has to stay ready. And yeah, you're right. And if he does get ready this time, I'm thinking he's looking at it like, all right, if I get in, quarterback get hurt for 4 games, I'm finna win all 4 of these games. I'm finna make it hard for them to say you're back on the bench, son.
And that was a question I was asking Sean. You can jump in on this too. How comfortable are you if Caleb got nicked up and had to sit for a few games, like Justin did last year? Bajan had to come in for those 4 games as an undrafted rookie. Looking at him in his preseason, in the offseason, his preseason, how comfortable are you if he had to come in for a few games this year? Go ahead, Sean.
Bajan? Oh man, I'm real comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Watch his feet. He ain't got happy feet.
That's it.
He's calm. He's cool. He's collected. He's got better receivers. He's got an upgraded offensive line, even though we're still in flux right now. Man, if he goes down, I had no problem. Hell, he went 2-2 last year with a crappy offensive line and only DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney.
Well, he was throwing 5-yard passes up and down the field last year, but carry on.
I agree, but nonetheless, he managed the game last year. He managed the game well. But
he's not going to lose the game. He may not win it, but he's not going to lose it.
But it was games last year.
We got a better defense now, don't we?
Yep.
Games last year, he showed he had what it took to go in there and be a quarterback. He
yes,
had
sir.
composure and stuff like that. He wasn't just out there throwing the ball, turning the ball over and stuff. He was making great passes.
But he had turnovers, but it's still like he managed the game. And he's
right.
I feel he's more comfortable now. I feel he's got a lot more confidence now. He's definitely a lot more sure in his receivers. He's got 3 stud receivers, 2 stud tight ends, a stud running back. I think I'm real I have no problem if he has to do the same thing 4 games like he did last year. I'm looking at 3, depending on when in the season. I'm looking at 3-1. 2-2 would be the worst for me. But I agree.
He can get you through a couple games. He ain't gonna just go out there and start turning the ball. Like he'll get you through. He can be a bridge and get you through a couple games.
Yeah. Hey, do y'all think
arm looks stronger this year? He threw some of the passes that he couldn't make last year. He definitely got strong. His arm looked a lot stronger.
He's more precise, a little bit more precise. He's a little bit more polished.
He's a year into an NFL offseason program. He's got that. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Would you take? Would y'all take?
And this is a new offense. Remember, everybody at the same level on that offense. This is a brand new offense.
No, it's not new. It's very similar. It's just different terminology. And some. I mean, there's some differences. Don't get me wrong, but the majority of it, a lot of it's going to be the same. So it's just the terminology he's got to use. So that you add that into. Oh, that could be another reason why he's so comfortable and so relaxed, because he's very familiar with this from last year. He just had to learn a different terminology. I'm a big Tyson Bagent fan. I'm not putting him in Canton by any stretch. I think he could have a career like Chase Daniel. I think he can go. I hope his first 4 or 5 years are with the Bears. All right, but he can go from team to team to team, because if he stays with the Bears 4 or 5 years, all right, there's gonna be other teams that want him after if the Bears don't re-sign him. And I hope this kid from West Virginia, the backwoods of West Virginia, is able to stay in the league for a while. The kid's good. I think he's a good backup player and who's a more than serviceable and above average backup quarterback.
Who's better, Bajan or Purdy?
Purdy's more.
I go Purdy,
man. You got to say Purdy.
I'll tell you what. If you give Bajan give Bajan what Purdy has.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm telling you,
that's what I said. I think Bajan. Bajan is the best backup quarterback in the league right now. I'm telling you.
Okay, with that being said, while I still got you here, Sean, we know a big problem last year was the play calling. Just from the little small sample size we've seen this preseason, how impressed are you with Shane Waldron's play calling? Because I'm impressed. I like the play calling. I'm very impressed with his play calling. Sean, how are you impressed with how Shane Waldron is calling the plays? How he's handling this offense?
For the most part, yes. There's a couple parts that I have to take that. I have to say, take it with a grain of salt, because sometimes you might not want to show what you have because it's preseason. Like there's a couple times there was a 3rd and 1 in week 2 or 3 where 3 or 4 plays prior they used gave Kari Blasingame the ball and he had like 6 or 8 yards. But then on 3rd and 1, you don't bring the fullback in and come downhill. You know what I mean? So and that he just may want to hold that. Not that that's a big crazy play or anything, but you just want to make maybe people forget about that down the line. So, but overall, I like it. I like it. I like his levels that he's putting in the plays. He's got a short, intermediate, deep route. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm really happy with it. I just can't wait for short yardage and getting a couple 2 tight end sets or 3 tight end sets, and you know what I mean. I'm looking forward to this guy. I'm happy with what I've seen to this point.
Pat, have you watching the games? Have you impressed with Waldron as a play caller?
So far, it's okay. I haven't had a chance. My work schedule keeps me from watching a lot of it, so I have been watching like the first couple of quarters, or at least one quarter. So far, it's been okay. I want to see I'm ready for the real season, though. See exactly how this goes.
Big fella, you got a chance to check him out, or what you think?
Yeah, you know what? I will say this. It was a bit more refreshing watching some of the play calling that he did make. It wasn't just straight up 52 dime. He had a little razzle dazzle here and there or whatever, and you need stuff like that to mix things up. We got backs that'll be able to run a 52 dimes, just blast right up the middle. But what about the decoy? What about something easy with a fake dive handoff, bootleg handoff to the around the corner, something like that? So what I've seen so far, or whatever, the jury's still out. I want to see the playing to win as opposed to playing not to lose scenario.
Yeah,
I want to see that.
Crunch time. I got you.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
For me, I think one play one segment that really impressed me was in the Cincinnati game, home game. Caleb came out a little erratic. He's probably a little excited, trying to show off or whatever. Bad passes. When he did that end around with a doomsday, because the offense had just went 3 and out, like 2-3 straight series, something like that. And that end around a doomsday that he ran about 15, 20 yards, and then you saw Caleb getting a rhythm. So I think his ability, to notice that and to try to get his quarterback, get a play to get him,
get him going,
kind of calm him down and get him going. That impressed me. That's something that I definitely didn't see with Getsy, getting a chance to get Justin in a rhythm. When Getsy had Justin, he would kind of just let him sink or swim. And the fact we didn't see no wide receiver screens made me happy.
Lord have mercy, man. I said it last year. Any coach all the way down to fucking Pee Wee League, if they run a wide receiver screen, should have to do 12 years in the feds, maximum security with no visits.
You gonna put them in jail?
In the feds, maximum security where you can't even see your own mail. You got to read it on the screen. Send their ass to ADX Florence.
Hey, Kevin, that's a little extreme, don't you think?
That's a little bit. That's an understatement.
That wide receiver screen is by far the dumbest play.
I hate that play.
Man, every time it come on, man, I just want to punch somebody. every time they was doing that dumb shit last year because it gets nothing.
Well, you know what?
The hold on, let me finish. Wait, let me finish this one, Pat. The wide receiver screen was good back in the day when your people weren't the defensive ends weren't running 440s and shit like that. Now you got 400-pound linemen blocking under 5 seconds. That wide receiver screen is man, you're gonna get somebody killed. Same way, I don't know if y'all remember the hook and ladder. Remember when we used to do the hook and ladder?
Yeah.
You know, I look at the wide receiver screen as the same as the hook and ladder. You're gonna get somebody killed.
All right, guys, we got about 15 minutes, man, and I know Kev tired of our Bears talk, so we're gonna move on to let's have a little fun. These last 15 minutes, we're gonna do a segment called Smoker Ash. Smoker Ash, and this one I'm gonna dedicate this week to the rumor mill. All right, these rumors ridiculous, or is it something to them? So smoke it if you think it's something to it. Ash it if you think it's total bullshit. I got 3 rumors and the NBA involved. We're gonna jump a little in, talk a little quick NBA. So, first rumor: Rich Paul in an interview said he pretty much killed a possible LeBron to Golden State last year rumor. I'm gonna start this one with Kev. You smoking it or ash it? Was it total bullshit or was it something to it?
No, I'm gonna smoke that. It was something to it. Guess the reason he gave. He didn't want LeBron to have a label that Kevin Durant did from always switching teams, trying to win.
Oh really? So, now he wants to do that?
Yeah. So he said that's the reason he gave. That's the reason he gave. So he said he deaded it. He said he deaded it himself. He did it. That's the reason he gave. He didn't want LeBron to have that stigma.
Well, Pat, you smoking ash in that rumor.
I'm gonna smoke it too. I don't know if that was the actual reason why he did it.
What he said.
It's not like that label wasn't already on him. The label was already on him of that Kevin Durant thing. So what's the difference?
Say what the man said, bro.
And that's why I said I ain't gonna say it wasn't.
Big fella, you smoking the ash in that rumor.
Dude, I'm thumping that son bitch all the way down the street. Because of the simple fact of Rich Paul on some bullshit. Because what are you talking about? You don't want him the Kevin Durant effect. Duh. He started the Kevin Durant effect. Golden State didn't want that LeBron circus coming up there. Golden State wants to try to rebuild a winning team. And they know that bullshit that LeBron is going to bring with him or whatever, trying to get people traded and all of that. Golden State didn't want no parts of that. So even though the rumor was put out there about LeBron going to Golden State is the one that cut that off at the knees, not punk-ass Rich Paul, goof ass.
Well, I'm a ash it. And I'm with you on that house, and I don't think Golden State wanted the circus, but I'm also ash it because what was Golden State gonna send to LA for LeBron? Andrew Wiggins?
Exactly.
Like how would that trade even look? You know what I mean? Like who you gonna send? Draymond Green? With Draymond wouldn't win with LeBron friends, but like who were they gonna send? I didn't get that at all.
The only thing they would have gave up all of their draft. They would have gave up all their draft capital.
What y'all missing is LeBron had opted out and could have simply walked to Golden State had he wanted to.
Well, that's true. That is true. Same way Durant went to Phoenix and all that. So that it is possible. All right.
Yeah, but no, wait, hold on, Luck. That ain't true. That's not true. Because didn't LeBron opt out after they drafted Bronny?
He had already opted out.
He had already opted
for a
out.
new contract. Yeah.
I thought he opted out after the draft.
No, he opted out before.
He opted out before the draft.
All right, my bad. I stand corrected. Carry on.
Next rumor. Let's just segue right into it since it's all kind of connected. Steph has taken down Golden State stuff off his social media, all his social media, and there's this silly rumor out here, and I want to know if y'all smoking ash. I'm gonna tell you, I'm ashing the hell out of it. That Steph and LeBron then got so tight that Steph may want to go to the Lakers. Pat, smoke or ash it? What you think?
I'm gonna ask that, man, because we know players do that all the time. They go through that little spurt where they take their teams and stuff off their social media, and nothing becomes of it, and then it's right back in. I'm gonna ask that, bro.
Big fella, smoke or ash that?
Man, I'm ashing that because of the simple fact that nobody really wants to play with LeBron. And I'm not, y'all know how I feel about that whole situation, but really think about it. Nobody really wants to play with LeBron because it's too much of a circus surrounding with LeBron. Wherever he goes, it's going to be a circus with negative impact.
You don't think Steph can handle it? Steph's star is huge.
Yeah, but I don't think.
He right up there.
Yeah, but I don't think.
Right up there.
I don't think Steph want to deal with the circus aspect. He already dealt with enough circus aspect dealing with yuck mouth up there. Mr. Can't close his mouth. So he already dealing with enough of that circus. He dealt with the circus of KD coming like he dealt with. LeBron, this is the shit. This ain't a 3-ring circus. This is a 1,000,000-ring big top circus.
Kevin, you smoking the ash in that rumor?
I'm going to ask the rumor because A, Golden State will never trade Steph to the Lakers. It's number one.
That's one.
And B, if he waits till his contract is over, LeBron will be retired by then. So we're going to ask all that. Carry on.
You don't think Steph will want to play with AD?
Targeting.
He might want to play with AD, but he's not going to get traded there. He's going to have to play out his contract. And by the time his contract over, like I say, LeBron will be gone.
Do y'all really think AD is? Do y'all really think AD is worth somebody coming there to play with him? Do y'all really think AD is on?
AD can't be by himself. AD is always going to need another superstar with him. Always.
Well, then, if he can't be by himself, then what damn good is he? You got to hold his hand everywhere you go.
But I'm sorry. House, most bigs need a guard with them.
You gotta have one.
Like you need.
He got the white boy. What's his name?
Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves ain't on Steph level.
So when LeBron leaves, you think Austin Reeves and AD will do it?
Never.
No.
Never. All right,
I'm a Lakers fan. No better than that.
Guys. Last smoke ash real quick, and this is Chicago related. This is a crazy rumor. Michael Porter for Zach LaVine.
Yes.
Smoke or ash it, Kevo.
Denver. Well, I'm gonna ash it because Denver will be a fool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna ash it, but go ahead.
House.
I'm smoking with 4 fingers. Hell yeah. And the reason why I say that is because Zach LaVine is a player Denver could use him right now in his particular role. Huh?
How?
In his particular.
But Murray doesn't stay healthy. Murray got hurt in the playoffs. He wasn't healthy in that Dallas series.
Hell no, he wasn't.
Murray hurt every year.
Zach LaVine will go up
when they both healthy. Wait, Kevo, when they're both healthy, Jamal Murray or Zach LaVine?
Jamal Murray.
That says it all right there.
But
I'm not. I'm taking Zach LaVine.
LaVine wouldn't be bad. And Pat, before I go to you, one thing I can say is to be an even trade. Neither one of them can guard water.
There you go. There you go.
Well, I agree with
and
couldn't guard water with an M16 with a switch on it.
And then neither one of them seen a shot that they didn't like. So
I agree with that.
You smoking ass in that room.
I'm gonna ask the rumor because I really don't see the benefit. Like you said, they're the same player to me. You know what I'm saying? Neither one of them actually plays defense. Both of them.
Get rid of that contract.
Zach LaVine. When the last time we seen him play? He hurt. He stay hurt.
2 years ago.
He stay hurt. And he hurt more than Michael Porter Jr. is. So I really
Zach LaVine.
I'm gonna ask because I don't see it.
Zach
No
LaVine will go up there and shoot the joke out the game to the point his brothers will come on the court.
There's no benefit. Damn, Kev.
His brother's gonna put hands on him.
Yeah, because he's shooting the man. He's shooting the ball. Now y'all got to remember, Westbrook just got there. You gonna put LaVine and Westbrook on the same team?
Woo, yeah, I forgot Westbrook is over there.
Oh, yeah, you didn't throw that. You didn't throw that little nugget out there. I forgot about that.
I forgot Mad Russ over there. I definitely forgot. But look, guys, it's time to wrap it up. And what I wanted to bring it up, we're gonna save it for next week. Next week's show. I'll be back hosting. Ben still be on vacation. We're gonna bring up, did LeBron deserve the MVP of the Olympics? Don't answer it yet. Hold it. I'm gonna put it in our Facebook group. I'm gonna put a poll up.
He said don't answer, House.
And we're gonna talk about it next week. So it's time to wrap it up. PG, give us your parting shots.
Hey man, I just want to say thank you for giving me the call, bro. You know my schedule has changed, and guess what? I'm back off on Saturdays, baby. So I will be readily available to join back in on the podcast, and I really like it. Even though it took my bank account down just a little bit, I still like being on here with the fellas, chopping it up every weekend.
All right, well, you more than welcome next week. We're gonna panel up again next week.
Gandhi, I'm back, and I'll be ready for you next week, buddy boy.
The art of ministry.
Yes.
Big fella, give us your parting shots.
Hey man, once again, I told y'all, hey, it's good to be back with the fellas, having a good time or whatever. I ain't got to pull up on the fellas no more, you know, because I can come on the screen now, you know. But hey, y'all got to remember, hey, we still got some seats available on the bus for Indianapolis, and you know we still got a bunch of stuff coming up. So y'all come on. We kind of slow dragging right now, y'all. So we need to push. Come on, get your behinds on this damn bus. I ain't gonna crash it.
Party with the fellas. Kevo, parting shots.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Enjoying the ride with us that we do every Saturday. Like they say, man, we got a bus going to Indy September 21st. Y'all come on out. Get on the bus with us. It's gonna be a hell of a ride. Me and TY will see to that. We got the first game September, 9th?
And me too.
I got it right?
Hey.
Waldo Lamone's. Oh, yeah, we got house driving. God bless us. But we got first Bears game in Waldo Lamone's, man. Y'all come on out. It's going to be a good time. SmokeFellas is hosting. Come on out. I know y'all hyped to watch Caleb Williams, so y'all come on out. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, and hey, like the fella said, man, a lot going on. Got a whole lot going on. September to remember. A lot going on with the fellas. September 8th, first Bear Smoking Madness, Eduardo Lamone Cigars. And yes, surprise, surprise, surprise. We ain't giving away, but we're raffling off a nice TV for this one. Raffling off a nice TV for this first game. We're going to tailgate. We're going to have food. It's going to be a great time. 50-50 raffle. You already know cash prizes. We're going to have our strip cards like we always do. And, of course, you know, when Kev and House and Sly and everybody in the building, you're going to be entertained for the whole damn game. Now, if your ears are sensitive, you might not want to come. But if you can take it, come on out. It's going to be a great time. Also, like they said, the Bus to Indy, man, get your seats. We still got a few seats available. They are moving fast. People are jumping on. Quick day party, September 21st at Cosmo Nights. And then our watch party at S2 for the actual Bears game that Sunday before we come on back to Chicago. And One Smoke, One Love picnic, September 14th.
September 4th, there you go. Put that out there, baby.
September 14th, man.
Last time in the park for the summer.
Is that Hazelcrest Park District?
Yes, sir.
Hazelcrest Park District. We're gonna close out the summer, man. All the cigar groups. If y'all following everybody on social media, you'll see it out there. It's gonna be a great time. So, man, September, buckle up. It's your last week or two. You know, relax, have fun. But man, we back in it. And on that note, thank you again to our producer, the super back, Sean. Thank you once again.
Yes,
we'll
sir.
be back next week. And as we close out the show, where there's smoke,
there's fellas, baby.
Fellas.
Y'all be safe, man. Stay cool out there. Peace.
Peace.